TMI, but someone threw away a takeout box in the freaking trash can in the stall. But yeah, make sure to stay hydrated. I get ham, bacon, and then American cheese. I got my sandwich, myself a cookie, my sour milk. And I'm actually really happy because I feel like I've done a lot of talking today and I really stepped out of my comfort zone the last, I don't know, 2 hours. It's literally third hour right now. So I'll explain everything as to why I'm feeling so good about myself. And I'm not wearing my jacket. Like my arms are actually out and open, which I don't ever do if you guys watch any of my vlogs. But yeah. So this is way later. It's after lunch, after 4th hour, and now we're in 5th hour. My plans to get photos during my virtual hours totally flopped. I was actually 2 minutes late to my 5th hour, which is yearbook, because right after my 4th hour, I ran upstairs to all the science classes and I tried to find any that are doing like, of course, all the classes like passes just had doors open. None of them really had any activities going on, which sucks for me, but I knew the one class I was gonna come through and always have some shit to do was botany, so let's go to botany. On the 3rd floor, we have these balconies that I really wish they would let us on, but they're locked for the same reasons that the glass on this rail is super high. And then this is the North Commons, which we used to be able to sit in if you guys watch my YouTube vlogs, but we can't this year because of our new principal who changed a lot of the virtual rules, so they're completely empty during class. So 6th hour is about to start at 2:40, and I had to charge so many things, you guys. I had to charge everything. I had to charge my laptop, my headphones, the camera battery, my phone, literally everything, and I'm still struggling how to use the camera. I just left my English class, and the reason I didn't log in like I usually would is because, well, not like during the actual class, but it was because my intern teacher, I don't know what it was, but she was having an interview for something, so like I don't want to disturb her, but yeah, good luck to her for whatever that was. The wind in the afternoon was so strong, I put my hood up, and then I got home, I took a nap, woke up at like 8:30, made myself some noodles, some rice, and some eggs. So I had my rice and I was on my egg over here, but let me just explain everything from this morning. Yesterday, my plan was to go to my yearbook teacher during 1st hour and get a camera and go take photos for science before school started and like talk to all the teachers, like the science teachers before school started, because I didn't want to pull up at the beginning of class when there's already every like kid there and they're gonna be like, who the fuck is this chick? So I knew that was gonna make me like really uncomfortable. So I was like, let me not set myself up for failure and let me like, you know, prepare myself. I get to my yearbook class, the door's locked, and I was like, okay, what's going on? My English teacher, she's across the hallway, and she was just roaming around her classroom. So I was like, hey, Miss English teacher. Obviously I said her name. And I was like, do you know where Miss Yearbook is? And then she's like, oh, she's coaching right now. And I forgot my teacher was a coach. So I was like, okay, crap. And then my 1st hour teacher and my 3rd hour teacher had the same virtual class. My 1st hour is sociology, my 3rd hour is philosophy, but he's not here today. So my teacher is also, so I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm either going to just hide in the bathroom or hide in the deli because I didn't want to go to the library or the bus loop because they get really full really fast. I kind of wanted to be like in an enclosed area. Like I don't want to be in the open. And thank God my teacher asked me, she was like, she kind of just said like, do you have a place to stay right now? Because I told her I was virtual and she was like, do you have a place to stay? And I was like, is your classroom full? Because I know she has in-person classes 1st hour because she's my English teacher, my 6th hour virtual. So I know she also has in-person classes though. And she was like, yeah, for sure. And I think it was a writing class because y'all, there was probably like 15 kids max in there and they were just writing for 45 minutes straight. And then I went to my 2nd hour multicultural history, which everything plays into each other. Also my egg. I think the yolk is about to break. Too good. Around 2 weeks ago, I asked my multicultural history teacher to send me the roster of the female wrestling team because he's a coach and I needed the names because I didn't know anybody's name, right? And the deadline was really close and I still had no names for all these athletes. He was like, yeah, I'll send you the roster. I never got it. And I think it's just because my school account hasn't really jacked up since the beginning of senior year, so I don't think it was his fault. But today I literally had the whole page pulled up because I get to class really early because my 1st hour is virtual, so I get to leave whenever I want. And so the moment I got to this class, I pulled out my laptop and I was like, hey, I never got the roster, but can you just tell me who this girl's name is so we don't have to keep going back and forth about the roster? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I recognize her, but I don't know her name. And there's another girl from his 1st hour who also, I think she also trains with the wrestling team. And so she was like, yeah, I recognize her as well, but I don't know her name. And then my teacher took a photo of her and was like, okay, let me ask someone. He texted, I sat down, and when class started, this girl came in on the wrestling team and she basically helped me like name the girl, but my teacher, he also told me how like the girls literally went to state champs and like 5 of them won, and one of the girls literally won state championship. And I don't know any about this. So and the girl that came in on the wrestling team, she also asked me, she was like, do you need any more photos? And I was like, yes, because the girls wrestling has the least amount of photos out of all of my pages. It literally has 14 pictures. And that was the event where the day I was supposed to go to the last game and take photos, I forgot it was that day and I had a heart attack over it. So it was so helpful. And I actually sent them to my number instead of my email because my email wasn't working again. And so thank you so much, Brianna, because you literally saved my ass. And also to Coach Jones. Sorry, I know I'm rambling, but you guys, you need to know everything that happened. The moment second hour ends, I rush over to my yearbook class and my teacher's there and I was like, hey, like, can I check out a camera real quick? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. Checking out as in like taking a camera from the storage and like saying that you checked it out, because that's how my yearbook class works. I get in, I get the camera and everything. The battery had like no charge, so I couldn't do anything, and the battery for the camera also takes fucking forever to charge. So then during my whole third hour that I wanted to go to the science floor, which is the third floor, which gave me a lot of flashbacks from junior year and just makes being a senior that much more bittersweet, but whatever. My plan during third hour was to get the camera immediately, and during passing period, which is when I went and got the camera, I was gonna go up to this third floor, ask all the science teachers before class started, like, hey, are y'all doing any activities, like labs, anything I can take photos of? I couldn't do that because by the time I got upstairs, the bell had already rung. So my third hour was really stressful for me, and most of my third hour, I was just trying to plan out the rest of my day, like, how am I gonna attack this adventure I need to go on, which is taking photos for science. So during my third hour, I couldn't do anything because all the classes were already in session and my camera had no battery. So that was my third hour, right? And then I had lunch. My lunch is the first lunch out of 2. So like 20 minutes before my lunch ended, I went to the third floor and I tried to ask all the science teachers, like, if they had any events going on. I already knew that a lot of the science teachers on the third floor had the same lunch as me, and so they'd all be like in the teacher's lounge and they wouldn't be in their classrooms, but I still wanted to go just in case they were there, and they weren't. So wasted trip. And then I went to fourth hour, in which I charged the battery the whole time I was reading. In the last 2 days, it's Wednesday today, I've been falling asleep every single class, and so I only got to read like 20 to 30 pages in a 45-minute time span in my reading for pleasure class, which is my fourth hour for the past 2 days. But today, I was like in a better mood, I guess, and I was feeling really positive because I had a pretty good morning, despite the fact that I couldn't check out the camera, because like I was just proud of myself for like, you know, talking and communicating with somebody, getting my yearbook shit figured out. I'm referring to my second hour. It's the little wins that I'm trying to appreciate myself more for. But back to what I was saying. I got a lot of reading done today, which was really nice. And then I was charging the camera the whole time, or the camera battery. And the moment fourth hour ended, I rushed to the third floor and I tried to find as many science teachers as I could. I think I got to like 6, and like literally like 2 of them weren't even science teachers. The other 2 said they didn't got shit going on. And then the other 2, I don't know. One of them was my botany teacher. I knew my botany teacher was gonna pull through just because he's always doing some shit. And so today I went in to take photos of the greenhouse and I had to walk through like the whole fucking class. My botany teacher's like, yeah, okay, like you can come and like take photos of the greenhouse, and then tomorrow we're making paper. And I was like, okay, period. So we're doing that tomorrow. I'm gonna go back tomorrow to take photos for the paper process. And so then I went back to my 5th hour because the bell had already rung and I was late because this was during passing period. I go to my teacher, I was like, hey, can I go take science pictures real quick? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I left and I took some photos of the greenhouse. There was a student working in there. She was taking care of all the things. Her name was Lee, L-E-E, and I was like, that's cute. That's a cool name. And I got a photo of a lot of the plants, the greenhouse itself. I got photos of her working. Don't worry, I asked. Right now, it seems like Bonnie's gonna be the only page on the science page, which is not what we want. I want to get at least 2 other classes, but we shall see. And then I just headed to my 6th hour as usual. So I'm sorry for rambling so long. Tomorrow, I have quite a few things going on. During first hour, I need to complete my presentation for multicultural history, which is my fucking 2nd hour. During the 3rd hour, I'm gonna go take photos of the paper making process and the other science things, and then hopefully talk to other science teachers. And then during my lunch, my plan is to go off campus with Kai and go to Dollar Tree again. We went like last week. During 5th hour, I need to upload all my photos I took, including the wrestling photos that the girls sent me. And then during 6th hour, we have check-in. So I have a pretty busy day. And then after school, Kai has a band concert. So we have a lot going on. I think I've rambled long enough for this video. This ramble session itself probably made this video long as fuck, but really sorry about that. This whole clip is 17 minutes. 17 minutes of me rambling. Anyway, I'm gonna vlog tomorrow as well. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.